everyone, and welcome to David Christopher's. I'm Jen.
I'm David.
And we are here today during this 4th of July sort of weekend where you all have probably already celebrated the 4th of July at this point.
Right.
But we are still here in our somewhat patriotic attire. My shirt is, what does it say?
Back up, put it in reverse, Terry.
So if you haven't seen that video on YouTube, it's kind of an old video, but it's pretty funny. You need to look it up. I'm not getting paid to tell you that. I just think the shirt's kind of funny and cute. I've had it for a little while now.
It is funny. I had no idea what it meant when she wanted to make a t-shirt like that, so, but it was pretty funny.
Well, I didn't make the t-shirt when I bought the t-shirt. Yeah, I bought the t-shirt. So someone else made it. I don't want to take credit for that. But we are here today in our patriotic attire to stay with the holiday Independence Day that we're celebrating. First of all, we do want to say that we're very thankful for the freedoms that we have, and we're extremely thankful to the men and the women that serve the red, white, and blue to keep our country free, safe, and all the sacrifices that they make for the freedoms that we have. And we don't take that for granted, or we try really hard not to. So thank you to everyone that is serving or has served, and as well too if you have been a family member of someone that serves, because we know that's not an easy road to take or life to live either. With those people traveling, being away, it's just a lot of sacrifice. So thank you from all of us here at David Christopher's. With that being said, David doesn't have red, white, and blue, but you have...
No, since we post on Saturdays our video, it's going to be a few days after the 4th. I thought, well, I'll stick to the deep blue, but I think we're going to go with some yellow Queen Anne's lace and some sunflowers to kind of take you from spring, summer into more like late summer, fall almost. So we'll see how it goes.
Awesome. Let's get started.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to be working with is our Garden Delphinium spray. This is a small one. It's almost actually kind of like a larkspur, but that's what we're going to be using. And we're going to cut these, and we're going to leave a little bit of length because this is a 24-inch grapevine wreath, and that allows us to leave some things a little bit longer when you're using an 18-inch or something smaller. You really want to go a little bit shorter on your cuts because you don't have nearly as much space to work with. So you can leave a good bit of length there and still be okay. And we're going to work on one side of our wreath today. So when you're using linear things like this Garden Delphinium, you really want to make sure that as you're placing these, give them a little bit of curve, a little bit of movement. They usually have wire all the way through them, so you can kind of bend them. It doesn't have to be extreme, but you can, bend these slightly. It does help with the realism factor. And then also remember that it's okay to allow things that normally only grow up to go down as well. That's, that seems counterintuitive and it's going to make it look really fake, but at the end of the day, it is an artificial flower, so let's keep that in mind and, make it look correct. Make it look, artistic and balanced and all those things that you really need to do to make it look right. It's a pretty decent, substantial stem, so I did put a little hook in it to make sure that it holds well. Not just make sure, over precaution. There we go. I'll cut this one a little shorter. We're going to get it a little closer to the middle here. And sometimes you just have to really, really push, really manhandle it to get it to go inside of the wreath. Sometimes I don't want to, especially some of these bigger stems, if you put a hook on it. Sometimes I don't want to that much. But just keep pushing. You're not going to hurt the grapevine wreath, I assure you. Just keep going for it. It will work. And then we're going to use our witch hazel stem in this kind of a golden yellow color. Same thing with that, large stem. Get a little hook on it so I can cram it in there, and it's not going to go anywhere like at all. Once you've placed it, it's in there to stay. So make sure you've got it in a place you actually want it, because you will probably not be able to get it out if you do it like that.
And do you have the tag on that one for me?
I do.
Great. And did you tell us the size of this wreath yet?
I did.
You did. It's the 24-inch. I
is.
always miss that. I don't know. I'm probably trying to adjust something on the camera.
But Jen's trying to make sure she writes everything down so she can put that in a collection for you to make it easier to shop if you decide that you want to look to purchase some of these items, because we do sell them. They're all David Christopher's brand. We do sell them wholesale and retail, so keep that in mind. You can go to our website, davidchristopher's.com, and click wholesale or retail.
Yeah, if you have a business license, you can purchase from us on our wholesale website. It's basically buying items in bulk. So if you're doing this a lot and you're taking your items to craft fairs and things like that to resell, it might be worth your while to look into a business license so that you can purchase and save money on your product, and you can make more money on them when you actually take them somewhere to sell.
Or you have a store that we sell to everyone from Christmas stores, garden centers, boutiques, pharmacies,
Hospitals,
theme parks.
Yeah. You would, if you have any storefront at all, you can definitely sell Christmas products, our Christmas products. Now these, it depends on what kind of store that you have as far as everyday flowers, but even if you just had a little boutique and you had an option, you had a bucket and you had some sunflowers dropped in them that sort of decorate your store, but they're also for sale, you'd be surprised at people that pick up a bundle of these just to take them home and drop them into a container or place them in their little trays as decoration, the little tiered trays that people decorate.
A lot of furniture stores that buy from us started off buying from us because they just wanted something to make, their furniture look more homey, and they bought a couple of vases or something and they wanted something to put in it. And most of them end up coming back and buying more because they go, people wanted to buy the vase with the stems in it. 99% of the time, that's true. They will buy it all put together like you had it. Not always, but a lot of times. And that's really, helping your sales.
Your dad sort of started out selling furniture and
well,
he was doing florals first.
He was doing the floral thing, selling flowers, and there was a local company that made furniture, Southern Pine. It was just really, I don't know, country pine.
Country pine, kind of rustic.
I don't know what the name of the company was, but
it
was like rustic. Yeah, it was just pine, and it was lacquered sometimes, or sometimes it was really natural. But it was back when all the country blue and everything was really popular, and sometimes they would put hearts in the furniture, or it was like scalloped edged or whatever.
Remember that furniture?
And so he was.
Let us know in the comments if you remember that furniture. Or if you still have some.
Everybody had like a big spoon and fork and like a natural broom on their wall for some reason, or one of those like raffia fans, or
and they would be painted like
things.
Pink. The hearts would be like pink
mauve
or blue.
And, yeah, and wallpaper, like a border of ducks or something going across the ceiling.
We had border at one point in every room in my house growing up when it was popular. I had cherubs with green and pink. I think it was like greenery and maybe some pink roses, and then cherubs around my bedroom. And then I had sunflowers at one time and this color blue.
Oh.
And I actually made...
Making a comeback.
I actually made a dress in my home economics class in high school that was this color blue that you're using today with sunflowers all over it. And I made a pillow.
And a pillow.
I'm not saying that I ever wore the dress because it was okay, but it was a, it was a little work in progress. It was my first one, and last one. I never tried to make a dress after that.
You didn't make your shirt either.
No, I didn't make my shirt. I
have to send you back to home ec.
No, I think I could. Yeah, I think I could do if I had the material, the tools and stuff, and the time. But and this was actually. I need to try to find the name of the company because I want to say that where I got this shirt, that it's a local company here, like in this area. But we ordered them online and didn't realize it. But she was like, hey, I could drop these off to you, or I'm going to try to look that up and post it in the description because she has a lot of really cool shirts. So a little shout out. Okay, I think I've got everything on my list except for
I got glue all over
the mini poppy spray. Let me write this one down and then I'll move out of the way.
So we are using a couple of different styles of sunflower. One is a stem that has 3 blooms on it, and one is a bundle that has multiples that are just bundled up, but they're smaller stems. So these we're going to use a little closer in. They got a little darker yellow color, like a golden color. And so I'm going to place those a little closer in on our wreath. Just remember, if you're making one of these yourself, which I assume all of you are, if not, you should try, to push everything in the same direction as the wreath. You don't want to just stick it in straight because it doesn't go in like that. You really want to go in the direction of the wreath. So the stem's going to follow the vine. So if you want it facing up, you want to go in, you want to go down. If you want it facing down, you want to stick it, straight in up. So just keep that in mind. Little tip, if you haven't done this before or don't have much experience doing it, you can save yourself a whole lot of trouble by keeping that in mind.
I think a common mistake that I see people make when we're doing a wreath class is people will push things through and it comes out the back of the wreath.
And that does happen. After a couple thousand of them, you're like, I know where the stem is at all times. But, if you don't do that, you can always bend the stem in the back of the wreath. Maybe I'll stick one through toward the end so I can show you how to just deal with that. Or, if you don't need that to make it extra secure, then you can just cut that off on the back of the wreath. But you probably don't want a lot of stem on the back of the wreath as much as possible. But we are moving right along.
And I know David told you that I'll be making a collection on our website of these items, and usually we're able to tag them in the video as well. So if you minimize your screen, if you're watching this full screen, you can minimize your screen and see below, above the comment section, there will be a list of the items that are in today's video. So that makes it a little bit easier to shop as well.
So we have Jen to thank for all those handy online features and comments, and what she puts in makes it shoppable and makes it easy for everybody to figure all those out, as well as actually making the videos, because if it was just me, I would just make a wreath, no video.
Yeah, believe it or not, some people comment that I should not be speaking on the videos, and I'm like, Do you know how quiet this video would be? And maybe that's what some people want. Maybe they just want to watch someone put together a video with no commentary. But I'm sorry, that's not what we do here. We like to interact and talk and have conversations, tell stories.
Jen's really good at interacting with people. I'm more of an interacting with merchandise.
Things.
Yeah.
I love the people, and I get to know them through the comments. There's so many of you that I feel like I know because you've commented and encouraged us along the way, and if I saw you out, I'd probably give you a hug.
Yeah. Isaiah, our son, is working in the warehouse this summer, off and on, between school things, and he came upstairs the other day and said something to me, and I said, "Are you just needing somebody to talk to?" And he said, "Well, I don't know." He's like, "Do you need somebody to talk to?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good. I don't have to have somebody to talk to all the time." Like, I got an inner monologue going on all the time between myself, and that, I think, occupies all my vocabulary.
Well, our youngest son, he is the one that can sit in a room by himself all day long and not ever realize it, whether you're home or not, and not really care.
Right.
So he gets that from you.
He does.
It takes both kinds to make the world go round.
It does that. That's why God gave me you, because I needed help with people. I needed people skills. And he didn't give me people skills, so he gave me a wife with people skills.
Mm-hmm. You've come a long way since we've gotten married with your people skills.
Yeah. It's amazing what sitcoms can teach you how to interact.
Oh my goodness. Well, we are a team. And I think most of the people that watch our channel regularly appreciate that we're a team and like the interaction and the dynamic that we have going. And you can't change your whole way of doing things because one person makes a comment.
Because if Jen's not in the video, everybody's like, "Where's Jen?" Like, well, she had something going on today. We just had to, do one in a hurry.
You do great by yourself, though. We sort of have a mixture. We have lots of videos with you by yourself. So if somebody doesn't like it, they can go find that. Maybe I'll make a playlist that says David Solo.
It's going to be really boring. It's really quiet, I'm sure. It's very monotone the whole way through, I'm sure.
I think you just get focused on what you're doing and sort of forget that you're...
Well, I'm trying to think of what to say and how to say it while I'm also like, oh yeah, I'm trying to put something together here.
Well, that's why I try to help you out and give you prompts.
And also, I forget that I'm trying to help people learn how to do this sometimes, and that, I may need to throw a tip out there every now and then, and you not just sit there and watch me do my thing. So.
Yes, you've given several tips today about how to place the stems inside the grapevine.
Well, I've been awake longer today than I am normally. So maybe that's helping. And I'm still on UK time. I'm still waking up at 5 in the morning, even though I don't have to wake up at 5 in the morning.
That's something kind of new, though. You weren't on that routine. When we first got back from the UK, we were like 5, 6 o'clock, but then we got back to somewhat normal, like 6:37, and then just recently you've gone back to 5 a.m.
Jumped back, back on the UK time. I don't know how it happened. I just woke up, can't go back to sleep. So I start answering emails. But it works pretty well because, a lot of the factories I have to talk to are overseas, and they're hours ahead anyway, so works out. As long as I can keep from waking you up, which I can't seem to do.
Yeah, this morning he was very quietly trying to get his things together, and I finally said...
Car keys are loud. Doesn't matter how you pick them up, they're just loud.
I finally said, just get your stuff, I'm already awake. Because it seemed like 1 hour had passed, and he was still trying to pick up his keys quietly.
Well, I was moving like this. I was trying my best to keep you, let you sleep late, because I know, I don't know why I ended up back on the strange sleep schedule I'm on, but, you know, not everybody else in the house is on it, so I'm trying to help. But I'd been awake for like 30 minutes, and I answered all my emails for right now. I'm going to go to the gym, and car keys are hard to grab.
And I'll just go ahead and confess that I'm not the nicest sleepy person.
Jen gets angry when she's hungry.
I'm not myself.
Yeah, so we call that hangry. And then she also gets angry when she's sleepy, and we call that slangry.
Yes.
I don't know if that's correct. I'm pretty sure hangry is. But
I have to do that thing that says, hey, I'm sorry for what I said while I was hungry, or I'm sorry for what I said while I was half asleep. I just don't feel it like myself at either of those times. You get my worst me if I'm hungry or sleepy or both. I bet there's some other people out there that can relate.
I'm sure. I'm sure it
gorgeous.
Happens more with people sleepy, I would think, than hungry.
Maybe.
But, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I have a little bit of low blood sugar, so that's what causes my hangry issues.
Yeah.
I get kind of disoriented. Like, I can't think straight. If you ask me what I want to eat, I'm just like, I don't know. Like, nothing really sounds good at that point, but I know I need some protein, like stat.
And then I'm like, help me. Help me. Help me help you. I don't know what you want. I think I'm done.
You're done? Are you going to show them what happens if you stick something through the back?
Yeah, my bad. ADD's got a hold on. So if you stick something all the way through your wreath back here, but you've got it where you want it. As long as you've got it where you want it, just bend that piece and stick it back in the wreath. That way, you know, it's going to stay, and it helps it stay flat on your door, wherever you put it. Or you can just cut that piece off if it's not needed. Most of the time, I prefer to bend them just because that bend actually helps secure it in the position you have it. The more of the stem you have attached to the grapevine wreath, the better chance it's going to stay there.
And there you have it, this beautiful wreath. I absolutely love it. It's gorgeous. We'll have to figure out a price on it because we do ship some of our wreaths. So if you're interested in a wreath, you can always message us on our Facebook or Instagram or email us, and we can get you a quote for how much it would cost to ship you the wreath. If you're not local to pick it up, that's always an option, and we can duplicate them a lot of times, so maybe you need two. Be glad to make you another one to go on the other side. We hope you have a great day, and we will see you next time. Bye!
Happy 4th of July!
Happy 4th of July!
7th, whatever today is.